So it's been a minute since I did a live stream. I don't know if anybody's gonna catch me, but the last time I did a live stream was end of winter, and I picked up a telescope up near Ottawa, Quebec area, and yeah, that very next day, camper van caught on fire. So I spent the last 2 months fighting with insurance, and I finally just got another vehicle, and I'm on another beach. Slept in the van last night. Let's see if we can get anybody in this live stream. How do I get the chat up? I don't usually do live streams on my phone. Oh, that's the wrong button. How do I turn this green screen off? What happened? Good morning for coming in. Say what's up. How do I see the chat? Can somebody say something so I know this live stream is working? Say what's up when you come in. It's been a minute since I went live, but it's because the camper van caught on fire. So if anybody caught my last live stream 2 months ago, we had drove out to Quebec, Ottawa area. What's up, Kristen? And to pick up a telescope, and the very next day, the camper van caught on fire. So I got to learn that power steering fluid is flammable, and the power steering line busted, and everywhere the power steering fluid went, a new fire started, burnt down the camper van. I was able to save everything that was inside of the camper van, and I fought the insurance company for 2 months because they tried to say, oh, it was a faulty power steering line, poor workmanship. But I bought the vehicle a few months before. It was certified, so I fought them on that. And then they tried to say because I put a 3-inch lift kit and truck tires on my Grand Caravan that it voided the claim. So I fought them on that because that had nothing to do with the fire. So yeah, they finally agreed to go ahead with the claim. They tried to say they wanted to fix the vehicle, and then when my mechanic finally gave them the final quote, because they had to start dismantling the engine in order to see the damage that the fire had caused, it was a quote of $12,000. Now that was a 2013 Grand Caravan, and it is not worth $12,000. It was crazy. So they finally agreed to write it off. I took everything that I could off of it. So I got another 2013 Grand Caravan, a little bit less mileage on it. And I literally picked it up maybe, yes, what day did I pick it up? A day or two ago? Today is Monday. I picked it up Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday morning we left. And this is our third or fourth beach, but this is where we spent the night. I'll flip around the camera so you can see where we spent the night. Oh, if I know how to use this thing, that would be cool. So this is where we spent the night. And right over there is a parking lot, and overnight parking is allowed apparently because there's no signs. There's no signs saying this beach is private, but if you look over here, it's like a shipyard or a boat launch or something. It's got a lot of boats down there. So it's pretty peaceful. It's pretty calm. What's up, Birdie? How you doing? Yeah, so far, the van drives pretty good. The new one, I am noticing that there might be a thermostat or a rad fan problem. So when I'm idling, it overheats a bit, but when I'm driving, it's fine. So as long as I'm not idling, but if I'm idling, you know the trick, turn on your heat for a little bit to cool your engine. But I'm like, I don't know, 500 kilometers away from home, somewhere around 300 miles, I think. maybe a little less, like 200 miles I think it is, because I think the conversion is 2.25. So I think I'll be fine getting home, and then I'll take it back to the dealer I got it from and have them check it out. But yeah, the camper van life is crazy. So the camper van is a 2013 Grand Caravan. It's got Starlink internet secured to the roof of it. So we got good Wi-Fi. We did notice yesterday that, so I have 2 Android phones, and Shay, she has an iPhone, and for some reason the iPhone wasn't keeping a connection to the Starlink. So what I had to do was split the bands on the Starlink, and then her iPhone was connecting fine. I was reading online last night that that's a common problem with iPhones. They have an issue connecting to Starlink, and there's a couple things that you can do to troubleshoot. Yeah, so it's got the Starlink. It's got a whole camper conversion kit in the Grand Caravan. So it's got a bedroom, it's got a living room, it's got a kitchen. We made our coffees this morning. And then, so the bed converts into 2 like love chairs with a table in between. And then underneath that middle piece, we have a 2 kilowatt power station. So that powers like all of our electronics. We also have like an air fryer and stuff like that. Right now, it's charging up by the 12 volt DC port inside of the van. But I am going to be installing a 2000 watt inverter eventually. I'm just trying to figure out a good place to put a battery in it, because I don't want to take up the space in the stow and go buckets, because I still want to be able to use the seats and everything. So I'm also looking at, I have a 175 watt solar panel at home, a flexible one, so I can probably put that on the roof of the vehicle, because on my Dodge Journey I have 100. I think I have 100. I have a flexible 100 watt secured to the roof of that vehicle. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? Good morning. I was just saying that my last camper van, I haven't done a live stream for like 2 months, because the day after my last live stream, my camper van caught on fire. Like maybe even the same day. Was it the same day? Yeah, I think it was the same day. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Yeah, so that day of my live stream, that evening, maybe it was the next morning. It's been a whirlwind fighting with the insurance company for 2 months. But yeah, the van caught on fire. $12,000 worth of damages, and it got written off. But the insurance company didn't want to pay me out, so I had to fight with them for 2 months, and they finally agreed to cover the claim. So I just got a new vehicle on Saturday, and Sunday morning we left, and we're on a beach here. We slept right over there, and then right on that side there is a boat launch. So this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th beach we've been at since Sunday morning. So we're checking out this beach. Some of you guys, what's going on, Rich? So some of you guys probably don't know, but Shay, my woman, she does resin work. So her company's called Tidal Treasures. You can check them out on TikTok or Facebook or whatever. But she, what we do is we go through the beaches. We find, sea glass, beach glass, shells, sometimes porcelain, like really cool things, whatever we can find on the beach. And she puts them into resin and she casts them. And then we go around to different markets and we sell them. So we like to travel around in the camper van. We comb the beaches. We look for sea glass and beach glass and all different kinds of cool things. And then she makes beautiful works of art with it. And then we sell them at markets, right? So it kind of gives us a dual purpose to kind of travel around in the camper van, look for different beaches, check them out. You get to see some really, really cool places. Yeah, like this beach we're at right now is not even like, I don't even think it's a publicized beach. It might be, but there's no signs. Like there's absolutely no signs. And the only reason I found it was because there's a really cool website. Check this website out. I promise you, you're gonna love it. It's called ioverlander.com. And this website will tell you like all the crazy places that you can go camping that are not public, right? So I got the GPS locations for this place on ioverlander.com, and then it said that people have been spending the night here, sleeping here, no problems. I mean, I did see a police officer this morning, didn't bother nobody, but like if I flip around the camera, I don't even know if you can see this. Can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom. See, there's another van there. The blue one on the left is my vehicle. Oh, sorry, I'm a little shaky here. I don't know if you can see that white box on the top of the blue van, but that's my Starlink. And then there's another vehicle or two on the right there. So it seems like it's a pretty popular area. People know about it. But ioverlander.com is how you find these kind of places in your area. There's a couple other websites. iOverlander is probably one of the better ones. They also have apps in the App Store. If you got iPhones or Android or whatever, you can get the iOverlander app. Yeah. And it's crazy because honestly, man, Jeremy, a lot of my American friends are like, yo, sorry, my hair is crazy. It's wild. Yeah, a lot of my American friends are like, Canada doesn't have a beach. Canada doesn't have beaches. Canada doesn't have oceans. Yeah, Canada does have oceans, but this is not an ocean I'm at. And I mean, it's got sand, right? It's got sand. It's got waves. It's good enough for me, but this is not one of the nicer beaches. So last summer, we did a road trip down to Nova Scotia, and Nova Scotia's got ocean all around it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But Canada's got oceans on both sides of it, right? So if you go down to the Maritimes, you know, you can go down to Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Newfoundland, or if you go out to the other side, like BC or whatever, you're gonna get ocean there too, right? But you know, this is right now the water that you're seeing behind me. On the other side of that water is the United States. That's Lake Erie, right? These are the Great Lakes. These are some of the biggest lakes in the world. So, I mean, it's a beach to me. I live off Lake Erie too, so I kind of just drive along the coastline. But yeah, so who do we got in here? Jeremy, you still here? Got Rich Little, Kevin Fisher, Kristen. What are you guys up to for your weekend? We're probably gonna go to one, maybe two more beaches. Check them out. The Gulf of America. It's not the Gulf of America. Get out of here with that. Yo, do you guys like conspiracy theories? Let me know if you guys like conspiracy theories, because I know some wild conspiracy theories about America. I mean, I guess I kind of look like a conspiracy theorist, huh? So we just got the Walmart On devices in my area, and a lot of my American friends are like, you need to buy it, you need to buy it, you need to buy it. So like, can I get away with the cheapest one? Do I need to go with the 4K or the 4K Pro? You listen to all the conspiracy theories? So let me know if you heard the one about the marvelous adventures of Baron Trump that was written in the 1800s by a member of Congress. Yeah, let me know if you know about that conspiracy theory. That one's wild. The Marvelous Adventures of Baron Trump. It's a book written in the 1800s by a member of Congress. Yeah. You tell me if Baron Trump was alive in the 1800s. In the book, it mentions Donald Trump. It mentions Mike Pence. Yeah. So, it's a crazy story about how Donald Trump is the last president of the Republic of America. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. So then the theory, conspiracy theory, is about how Donald Trump is a time traveler, because when Nikola Tesla died, all of Nikola Tesla's work, over 80 crates of his work, went to John Trump, the MIT professor. And when John Trump passed away, all of his work went to Donald Trump. So somebody in his life could be a time traveler with Nikola Tesla's work. So you can go on Amazon right now and you can search The Marvelous Adventures of Baron Trump, and you can buy the book from the 1800s and you can read all about it. There's some crazy conspiracies out there. You know, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you know, Elon Musk's family is from South Africa, right? That's what people are telling you. But what they're not telling you is that his grandfather on his mother's side had to run from Saskatchewan, Canada, because they were wanted, and they ran from Saskatchewan, Canada, and they got to South Africa. I mean, I can tell you that whole story about his grandfather and his mother's side, but that's a wild story, and it involves America taking over South America to Greenland, including Mexico and Canada. And I don't know if you're ready about that one. Yeah, there's some wild conspiracy theories. Yeah, so Elon Musk's grandfather was part of the technocracy movement, and the technocracy movement was trying to take over South America all the way to Greenland, and they wanted to replace all levels of government with engineers and scientists. This doesn't sound like anything that's happening right now, like nothing at all. So I'm sure it's just a conspiracy theory. Yeah, check it out. Technocracy movement. So if you're just joining, I got a couple new viewers. I'm just taking for a stroll down the beach here. Spent the night at this beach last night in the camper van. Finally got a camper van back. Last one, the day after the last live stream, it caught on fire. Went up in smoke. Poof. Crazy. Took 2 months to fight with the insurance company to get them to finally approve the claim. 4 escalations, and 2 months later, they approved the claim. However, I still didn't get paid out yet, so I'm still waiting on that. So there's still a couple more things that I need to do to this van, but I gotta wait to get paid out. I gotta put the lift kit back on. I want to change the suspension, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I changed the suspension on my last Grand Caravan and it drove so much better. So because we're going to be in there doing the lift kit, I might as well, you know, change the suspension while we're in there. So, if any of you guys are wondering why I changed the name of the channel from Next Level Tech to What's Up Next, is because I never know what I'm going to be doing next, where I'm going to be, what beach I'm going to be at, where I'm going to be sleeping. I'm trying to get out in the camper van as much as I can. Like I said, this is my second day with this camper van, so I still got to do a lot of work with it before I really want to do a cross-country tour. My son's turning 18 this year, and Shay's got, you know, her son there too. He's living with us with his family, so, you know, he's an adult. He's 25, so I think it's time I take the road, go away for the summer. I have Starlink on the van, so some of you guys probably know or don't know, but I day trade. So I trade stocks during the day, So I'm trying to drive around, trade my stocks, do my day trades at different beaches every day, explore the country, because you know, you grow up in the city in Ontario and Canada, and you don't realize how beautiful the country is. Canada is so big and there's so many things to see, it's crazy. So I mean, I was born here, I want to see more of it. I've only been to, you know, maybe 3 or 4 provinces, and you know, I feel like 2 of them I've only really driven through. I haven't spent any time in. So yeah, I want to spend some time in the country I was born in, explore it a little bit, check it out, and kind of go from there. But what time we got here? Hold on. All right, it's 8:30, 8:40. I still got some time before the market opens. If anybody trades stocks, this is an interesting time that we're in. But if you're invested, you know, now's the time to keep investing. The market is going to drop again. People are going to get scared, but you should be dollar cost averaging into all your positions. You got to be doing it. So you guys want me to do a live stream later, or what's the plan? Oh, I found a bench. Let's have a seat for a moment at the bench here. Ugh. Sorry, the sun's in the background there. Yeah, so I might do a live stream later if you guys want me to do a live stream later. I'm just traveling around to different beaches. But yeah, now's the time to be dollar cost averaging into all your positions. Now's not the time to be scared. But I tell people, you know, people ask me all the time, how much money should I invest? What should I do? And my answer, to be honest with people, is whatever amount that you can't feel. That's what you should be investing every day. Because people who invest money that they can feel, they lose, because they can't afford time in the market. And time in the market is how you make money, right? What does that mean? If you can feel the amount of money that you're investing, it means that you need it. You need that money, and you can't leave it there. You can't forget about it. And if you can't forget about it, you're constantly checking on it, and the first thing that happens, car breaks down, you have a medical emergency, something happens, you're gonna end up selling that for a loss. So what'd you do? You bought high and you sell low. That doesn't sound right? So you need to make the amount so small that you can't feel it, and you need to make the increments, your frequency, how often you invest, as frequent as possible. So if you can do daily transactions or daily investment amounts for $1, one of the best things you can do. In 3 years, you'll have 5 grand. You know the percentage of amount of people who do not have 5 grand saved? It's insane. And all you got to do is put $1 away. Just put $1 away, right? People ask me, oh, what stock should I invest in? All that kind of crazy shit, right? Oh, there's so many companies, there's so many stocks, and how do you know? And you know, not everybody is going to be investing every single company out there who has time for that. Everyone's got a job, everyone's got a life, but everyone should be saving. So don't be looking at individual stocks. Don't do it, because anything can happen to a company, right? I tell people, if you're going to be, yo, look at all the flies around me. That's crazy. Can you see that in the video? Wow. All right. This beach has a lot of flies. I mean, it is May, right? So May is when all the flies come out. Make sure there's nothing in my coffee. I'm going to keep moving. That's crazy. Yeah, so look at ETFs, right? So there's ETFs that, so if anyone doesn't know what an ETF is, an ETF, think of it like a bucket of stocks, right? And it's managed by a company. So if you guys have heard of the S&P 500 or the SPY or the Spider, right? That's an ETF. It tracks the top 500 companies in the stock market, right? So it's not one company you're investing in the top 500. right? And that usually goes up 8 to 10% a year, right? You want to leave your money in a bank account that gives you 0.2%, and then inflation is 2%. So whatever money you have in a bank account, you're losing money on. People are like, oh, but it's a savings account, I'm saving money. No, $100 today is not worth $100 next year. It's worth 98, 97, 96. It goes less. It does not go further just because you have it in a savings account. You got to put it into things that grow. You got to. So I tell people, find things, ETFs, if you believe in utilities, because what? Everybody's got to pay utilities, right? You got to pay a water bill. You got to pay an electrical bill. What about communications, right? You got to pay internet. You got to pay your phone bill, right? So there's ETFs that you can invest in that track these markets, right? And there's ETFs that you can invest in that track these markets and pay you a dividend. You imagine your whole life, you invest into these ETFs, right? Into these companies that you're paying anyways, right? Let's say you got your Verizon or your Sprint or your AT&T or your electrical company or whatever. You're paying them for the rest of your life. Like, there's no point that you stop paying these companies unless you're going completely off grid, which is very hard to do. I got solar panels and stuff like that at home, but getting completely off grid is not as easy as these YouTubers make it seem. It is a big initial investment that you don't get a return for years to come. I'm telling you, because I know I have solar panels, I have batteries, I have all that stuff. It is a lot more expensive to invest into something like that than it is just to pay the utility companies. I'm telling you, I have them. But it's cool. It's cool as shit to mess with. I ain't gonna lie. It's cool as shit, right? So you imagine, let's say AT&T, you started when you're 18, and you put money away every day, every month, every week, every whatever. And then by the time you hit 30, 40 years old, you have monthly dividends coming in that pays for your AT&T bill. It's free because of your investments in the company. They're paying you dividends. Now, I'm not sure for sure if AT&T themselves pay dividends, but I'm telling you that there are ETFs, if these companies don't pay dividends, that pay dividends. That could be paying your bills for you if you invested into these stocks, these ETFs, these portfolios. But we're not taught these things in school. I don't learn them until, I'm almost 40 years old. Lost, good 20 years of investing to figure out that my utilities could be paid if I would have just put $1 away. $1 a day, $1 away. All of my bills could have been paid by dividends. That's a crazy way to think about, right? See, I tell people, it's not about how much money you make, right? It's about leverage. Leverage is a crazy thing because you have to think about it, right? Every liability you have, every single one, there's an opportunity to turn it into an asset. Every single one. It's crazy. And when you turn your liabilities into an asset, it's not about how much money you make. It's not. Right? Like, let's say your liabilities is $2,000 a month. But if you turn every single one of them into an asset, then you don't need $2,000 a month to live, because now they're making you money. And if they're making you money, you can live off nothing. I know it sounds crazy. But I'm telling you. And it's crazy because I learned this with crypto mining, right? So for instance, right, crypto mining has taught me a lot of things about my utility company. 100% it has. It's the craziest thing to learn about. So crypto mining has turned my electrical bill into an asset because I mine more crypto than my electrical bill cost me. So my electrical bill went from being a liability to an asset. I also learned that because I'm using more electricity, even though my rates are the same, my electrical bill is cheaper per kilowatt because they trick you. All right, Jeremy, have a good one. They trick you into thinking the rates are the same no matter how much you use, right? The rates are the same, but there's other charges on your bill. There's deliveries, there's rebates, there's all kinds of shit. And that amount changes the more that you use. So by using more electricity, because I'm mining crypto, me running my laundry machines, my gaming computers, my TV, my vacuum is cheaper because the delivery charge, the service charges, they're cheaper because I'm using more electricity. The rebate on my bill is higher. So using more electricity has saved me money. And on top of that, I'm making more Bitcoin than my bill cost me. And I'm saving it for as long as I can. And I can tell you, since I've been doing this year over year, the amount that I mine in crypto goes up 50 to 100% a year. 50 to 100% a year. The average person would not believe me if I told you whatever you pay in your electrical bill will, if you put that money aside by crypto mining in Bitcoin or whatever crypto you want, that amount goes up 50 to 100% a year. So my electrical bill was a liability. Now it's an asset because it makes me money, right? There's so many ways to do this. You got to think about this in life. It's not about how much money you make. It's about turning your liabilities into an asset. You got a water bill in your house? You got water all around you, right? You got a water bill in your house? You want to turn your water bill into an asset instead of a liability? Plant some crops, you know, some herbs. Start selling it to some friends, right? Learn how to grow shiitake mushrooms. One of the biggest sellers, local restaurants, local farmers markets, shiitake mushrooms, herbs and vegetables, some potatoes. You're gonna be eating anyways. Learn how to grow some shit. Everyone's like, oh, I don't have a lot of area. There are hydroponic kits that can go on the walls of your houses. There are potatoes that can grow in buckets. There's all kinds of stuff. You can turn your water bill into an asset because it makes you money. Or it gives you an asset as in food. We all gotta eat. You gotta eat, right? So you're offsetting your food bills. You gotta figure out how to do this stuff. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how you can stretch your shit further. But anyways, y'all, I think I'm gonna get going. If you guys want me to do another live stream today when I hit the next beach, I'm probably gonna chill out, wait for the market to open. I got a couple option plays in play right now. But yeah, leave a comment on this video if you want me to do another live stream. All right, yo, I'm out. Peace. Stay tuned for what's up next.